I used to carry around an extra 25 pounds of love handles on me that would never budge for years. But once I applied these 3 habits, they melted off effortlessly within weeks without having to exercise or starve myself. So today I'm going to be breaking down these 3 habits, how you can apply them to your life. And if you just stay consistent with these, you can lose as much weight as you want using this framework. So I used to always walk around with the hydro flask filled with water, drinking water, hydrating throughout the day, right? This is what I thought was healthy. Drink your 6 to 7 glasses of water a day is what I was always told. But it wasn't until I realized that the reason that we even feel the need to drink so much water every day is because we're chronically dehydrated from all of these foods that we're eating every day, right? At least out here in the standard American diet, most of these foods we're eating, right? The pasta, the burgers, the sandwiches, the chips, the cookies, the crackers, all of these things have no water content in them, okay? And we are water-based beings. Our muscles, our brain, everything is made out of water within our body. We're 70% water. So our diet should be a reflection of who we are, right? We should be eating more water-rich foods. So that's habit number 1, is to start prioritizing your food as a source of hydration over just drinking water, because drinking water actually dilutes your stomach acid, okay? We need that strong stomach acid to be able to break down all these foods we're eating efficiently and eliminate it through our bowels, right? When this water is diluting our stomach acid and weakening it, our foods aren't breaking down efficiently, and they sit and they turn into undigested waste, and this undigested waste stores as fat cells, okay? And if you think about it, drinking water is really not that natural. Our ancestors were not walking around with these portable filters, filtering pond water and ocean water or river water, and they didn't have these alkalizing machines to clean their water. They had to eat for their hydration. Fruits, vegetables, leafy greens, sprouts, water content foods, everything in nature that you can eat whole without having to process in any way is water rich, okay? Now the big thing about how these water rich foods are going to help you lose weight is because all these water rich foods, these sweet fruits or these non-sweet fruits like cucumbers and celery, all of these contain living digestive activated enzymes, okay? I'm not talking about the enzyme supplements that have been stripped of life in their nutrients and water content in the pills in the store that have been heat treated and are just not as efficient. I'm talking about enzymes in these water rich foods. These are going to help break down that undigested waste, right? Because if you have excess weight on you, excess fat, you have undigested waste sitting in your colon, and these enzymes are going to come in and help your stomach acid break down all of this waste so that it can be eliminated and not just sitting and turning into stored fat. So prioritize eating more fruits for breakfast, especially at the beginning of the day, okay? You have this undigested waste, maybe from your dinner last night. Hit your system with all that fresh hydration, okay? And this is gonna have a way greater impact on digesting your food and breaking down this undigested waste to eliminate this fat over just isolated water that's just kind of bloating you, right? It's not really natural to be drinking all this water we've been told to drink our whole lives. And whenever you do have a meal that isn't water rich, right? A cooked meal or some bread or some crackers or whatever it is, always pair those with hydrating non-sweet foods. Cucumber slices, celery sticks, lettuce, bell pepper slices, carrot sticks. Always pair those with your meals. You don't want to be drinking with your cooked food meals or right after, because that's diluting your stomach acid. And again, we want this strong stomach acid to be able to break down that food efficiently and eliminate it, okay? So none of it turns into stored fat. But when we drink with or right after our meals, this is what's happening, that stored fat. So instead of drinking with our meals, eat those non-sweet fruits, eat some cucumber slices. It's gonna feel weird at first, but as you get in the habit of doing this, it's going to become your new normal. So that's habit number 1, is to start seeing food as your main source of hydration. And if you are gonna have water, Wait at least 2 hours after you have cooked food or anything that's dry, so your stomach, because they take 2-3 hours to digest these very hard to digest dehydrating foods, and we don't want to interfere with that process and dilute our stomach acid while it's trying to break it down. So wait at least 2 hours if you are going to have water. And also prioritize room temp water or hot water if you are going to drink it, because that's really going to help break down that undigested waste. So habit number 1 is to hydrate properly. Habit number 2, this one ingredient is in every single product there is, every restaurant, every salad dressing, everything in the store if you're in America, and that ingredient is oils. We want to prioritize getting these out of our diet. No human is oil deficient. We don't need it. It's just excess fat. Okay, if you think of 1 spoonful of olive oil, that's like 150 calories. And there's more than 1 spoon of oil in all of these microwavable meals and these packaged foods we're eating. It's more like 4 or 5 spoonfuls. So that's like 400 or 500 calories, that excess calories that we don't need, okay? And on top of that, like I said, we're water-based beings. So oil is the complete opposite of water. We know oil and water do not mix. So this oil is very high concentrated amount of fat, very dense, hard to digest, hard for our stomach acid to break down. So this oil isn't getting broken down all the way, and it's storing as fat, right? It's turning into that undigested waste and storing as fat. And these oils, they're coming from natural sources, right? Olive oil is coming from olives, avocado oil is coming from avocados. But when they're stripped from the avocado's natural water content and enzymes and fiber and just this big overload of concentrated fat, our digestion was not designed to, let alone recognize it or digest it, okay? Nothing out in nature has these big concentrated overloads of fat. So they're excess calories, and number 2, they're very hard for our body to break them down. Now, the third habit, this one was a game changer for me. I used to just wake up and pretty much go to the kitchen and just start eating, right? Or just start chugging a bunch of water. But this was actually interfering with my body's elimination and detoxification process it's going through at night. So every night our body forces us to sleep so that we can stop eating, and it can really process and digest and break down and eliminate and cleanse all of this food out of us, right? The whole time we're sleeping, our body is cleansing and breaking this stuff down. So instead of just eating right away or drinking a bunch of water right away when you wake up, assist your body in extending that elimination process by getting up and going for a long walk, okay? Just wake up and maybe do a little stretch and go for a long walk, an hour, 2-hour long walk. Get at least 3,000 or 4,000 steps in, okay? And that sounds like a lot, but it goes by so fast. Especially if you have an audio book. I highly recommend you go on this walk, this morning walk every morning with earbuds in your ears and listening to a productive, inspiring audiobook that motivates you and keeps you on track on your health journey. So if you guys want a list of my favorite audiobooks that I've used to keep me on track and help me stay consistent within my health journey, you can check that out using the link in the description for free. I'll leave that in there. But go for a long walk as soon as you wake up. This is going to extend and assist your body in eliminating more, right? Your body's always trying to eliminate and cleanse and just detoxify all of that waste in your gut and in your colon. So that's it. Those 3 habits right there helped me lose 25 pounds in just a couple of weeks, and have helped my clients lose the same amount, or if not more, within a couple of weeks. So quick recap. Number 1 is just to hydrate properly. Start seeing these water-rich foods as your primary source of hydration, okay? And when you are gonna have water, make sure it's distilled, make sure it's room temp or warm water. And habit number 2 is to cut out all the oils, right? We don't need oils. No human is deficient in oils. Very, very fatty, very concentrated amount of fat that's hard for your body to break down. And habit number 3 is just to go on that long walk as soon as you wake up. Maybe you do a little stretch before, drink a glass of hot or warm water. Go on that long walk, at least an hour. Make that a habit every morning. and use those audiobooks as fuel to fuel your mind during that process with positivity and inspiration and motivation, so you're not thinking about all this food and stuff like that. And then when you do come back home to eat some breakfast to break your fast, have some juicy fruit. Have a big meal of juicy, watery fruit, and you'll start eliminating immediately. All right, so these 3 habits has completely skyrocketed my weight loss journey and all of my clients' weight loss journey and health journey in general. Highly recommend you implement these. Write them down, put them on your fridge, make them your lock screen wallpaper, whatever it takes to instill these habits into your life. You can do this. Much love, family. Happy healing. Cheers.